Okay, so this was a game I just had about an hour ago, where I played Bulgarians, my favorite civ, on the map Hideout, versus a guy playing with the Persians. Let's see if I can put him up here. Okay, Nakura, what's his name? So the goal here is to first, when you go up to feudal age, get some militia, which turn into men-at-arms as soon as you hit the feudal age, and then use those to distract him. While I'm scouting, I notice that I have the wood line that curls up like this. That should make a really good wall. Makes it hard for me to get through. May even have the same over here. Right now, I've scouted all my sheep and boars, cows in this case. Now I'm going to look for him. Found him. So Hideout is kind of like Arena, except instead of stone walls, you have palisade walls. So you can actually break through them fairly easily. They only stop people, stop some aggression for just a little bit. But I'm actually already on the way to feudal age, and I finally have my barracks, so the timing's not perfect, but here come the militia. So I make 3 militia. Let's see what he's up to. So he's over here minding his own business. He's collecting gold already. I come over here with my militia. As soon as I hit feudal age, they turn into men-at-arms. I start banging on his walls. He sends a villager over to build a house behind it. That's the right play, but at least I'm delaying this villager. So I have 24 villagers. He has 27, so he's going for a fast castle. In fact, well, he doesn't even have barracks up yet, so he can't really deal with this very well, but he is basically trying for a fast castle. It's going to take him a little bit, though, because he has to build his buildings, and he's, let's see what his resources are. He's getting close to being able to click up. He just needs his buildings. I'm just being annoying with these men-at-arms, keeping this villager distracted. He's repairing the gate, so I'm like, well, I'll just bang at this wall over here. He sends another villager off with gold to help with that. You can see my resources are nowhere near castle age, so he did a better job than me in that regards in terms of getting to castle age quickly. I'm not the best at fast castle, for sure. He sent a villager out here. I'm not sure why, but I was like, that's fine. I'll go chase him down. I don't really want him going to build anything that will surprise me later, so send another men-at-arms back just to make sure no other villagers come out and build anything, while these two chase him down and kill him. Meanwhile, taking deer, decide to try to start walling on the other side in case he sends an army this way. They kill that villager. Good. So he's already on his way up to castle age. He's 20% of the way there. I'm still not even halfway to the food I need to get there. But I still have all 3 men-at-arms working. In fact, he's sending another villager to house wall. I wonder if he just sent that villager out as a sacrifice so that I would take that villager and leave him alone for a while. Now look, he's not on gold at all. Well, now he is. Okay, he just traded villagers. So, I mean, It's not the best pressure, but at least it's keeping him distracted. It's probably keeping him from doing what he wants to do. With whatever he's wanting to do on this build. So, I just assumed that this was closed, but my scout's going to come through here, see his scout, and then also realize, oh, that's actually open, so I'll have to wall that in. Alright, so he's already in Castle Age. I see that, and my resources, I've got enough to go to Castle Age, but I never built that second building, so kind of screwed myself over there. Now I'm going to Castle Age, so really late for my standards. And another thing I forgot to do is these deer villagers, as soon as I click to Castle Age, I should be putting them on stone. That way they'll have enough stone for our cray posts by the time I get to Castle Age. Cray post is 350, so really I only need another 150. But I totally forgot about it, so I'm going to be late with that as well. It's hard to keep track of all the different things that you need to do. Right now, I'm getting the upgrades for my for cavalry, which is I'm planning to do knights as soon as I get to Castle Age. So I'm getting bloodlines and then the various research items at the blacksmith. Forging and scale barding armor. Meanwhile, these are still distracting 2 villagers. So I've got 37 villagers. These also got 37, but I'm using all of mine. And, well, now I'm using all of mine. And he's got 2 that are having to keep an eye on my men-at-arms. So he hasn't left his walls yet, surprisingly. He's going to want to get this stone eventually, I would assume. So I'm finally to Castle Age. First thing I do is queue up some knights. I realize I didn't have enough on gold, and I was late to my stone. Ideally, as soon as I hit Castle Age, I'll already have villagers outside his walls to plop a cray post down. But, you know, again, it's hard to keep track of all of it, so. But, building some knights, I figure that'll be another distraction for him until finally I break in and maybe I can do some damage. I've actually got my scout on auto scout, so he's just roaming, seeing what he can see. Alright, so that's my clue that I broke in, but he's defending with pikemen, not the greatest. My longswordsmen, so they were men-at-arms in the feudal age, but they upgrade automatically in Castle Age, so they're longswords now. When I created these were militia, and I didn't spend any other resources, so this is a great benefit that Bulgarians have. I've killed, this will be the second villager, if I can get it. And then I've killed like 3 pikemen, yeah. 4 pikemen, now this will be 5th one maybe. Yeah, 5th pikeman. Another one, so I've done great damage here. It's maybe a 7th pikeman, unless he runs it to the CC. Yeah, he's gonna run it to the CC. Yeah. Well, anyways, at this point, I've decided to plop the cray post there, send some villagers, most of the ones that I had on stone. And then I've got the knights guarding outside just to make sure that, you know, if he sees this going up, in fact, let's see what he sees. Oh. No, he's going to try to build a town center. Okay, so he... Funny, that's right next to my cray post. He's going to be in for a little surprise. So he could have seen those knights, but he didn't. He wasn't paying attention. Now he should see them, and he sees my Krapos, but doesn't react yet. All those villagers gone. He deletes the town center, so he gets his resources back at least. He's at 63 villagers, which is a lot. I'm only at 47, but I'm definitely putting on more pressure than he is. He hasn't even really built an army. All he's got is barracks, and he's building pikemen because he's expecting cavalry, I guess, which is not a bad move. I mean, I am switching to cavalry. I've got the knights out here. They just killed 5 villagers. Also, I've got a monk starting to grab the relics. I'm not really guarding this area as much as I should. In fact, he's escaped and going to start building outside the wall. But I'm thinking about that actually, and that's when I send the knights around to see, hey, what's going on over here. Now that I've got my Krapos up, I don't need them guarding here. Might as well make sure he's not on stone or doing anything over here. And these villagers, after they built the Krapos, they had nothing else to do, so I'm building a TC next to the gold and the wood. I figure it's fairly safe. I see that he's not on the stone, but now I see the town center, and that's the second town center I'm denying. Missing the pikeman out here. He's lost another 5 villagers. And the pikes, while they are the counter to knights, I've got armor upgrades on mine. Because he doesn't have any upgrades on his, so my knights with +2 and +1 now. I got the castle age upgrade on them. Cavalry, so they may actually survive this. Yeah, so they survived all of that. He's sending some knights of his own. Really wants to get this town center up. So he got the town center up. I don't see it. This is just a bug. I don't actually see that yet. And he finally cleaned up those knights, but I'm not doing knights anymore. I've gone into conics, and conics are special because once they die, they turn into an infantry unit, men-at-arms style. Oh, and I finally decided to kill this scout. He's just been sitting there, not doing anything. I figured he might have been trying to make a way for some units to come through eventually. Yeah, he probably thought this was still open. Was going to have the units come that way, and it's not going to work. So, all right. So my scout is over here. He sees some of this that he's built over here. He dies to it, but that's fine. I've scouted nearly the whole map, actually all of the map except for his base. So I've gotten good use out of him. So I see he's got stuff over here, so I send my conics over here. I want to snipe villagers that are building things, so that there's not more buildings here that I'll have to deal with later. After that, then I'll go for the military he's got. So you can see there, the dismounted conic is an infantry unit. So I need both the cavalry upgrades and the infantry upgrades for this strategy, which is not that bad, to be honest. But once the conics die to the pikemen, then they become dismounted conics, and those are pretty good against pikemen. So it's sort of like, sure, your pikemen killed my horses, but guess what? Now my riders got off and killed your pikemen, so I'm still ahead. He's really trying to get stone. Let's see how much stone does he have. He's got 290 stone, so he's built 4 town centers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he tried to have one over here. That's a lot of stone he's put into that. And he's trying to get enough stone for a castle. I know that, so I've decided to make some other production buildings. My economy is getting better. I'm up to 72 villagers, which is good for me, especially at 30 minutes in. I'm catching up to him. He's got 82. But really, I still struggle with making villagers. So, not really sure what he's going to go with other than the siege. I see he's got battering rams. Honestly, my conics are going to do well against that. I'm not really scared of the pikes, although maybe I should be. And now I actually go in to try to build a castle up here. Unfortunately, these villagers went that way, but it's okay. I had my conics here, and they're going to kill this this army that was threatening to stop my villagers. But again, the conics just do great, especially with all of the upgrades on them. He doesn't really have upgrades on his, so he's still, no, he's got 1 armor upgrade on his now. I managed to get a conic in here. He sees this castle's coming up, and then there's not really any hope for him at this point. He's got a good eco right now, but yeah, he's still 10 villagers ahead of me. But I've cleaned up his army. I'm building a castle right outside his base. This isn't going to end well for him, so he actually calls the GG. And you can see over here, he actually sent some knights around this way, but I had walled it off, so he did expect that this was still open. But thankfully, I walled that off. He could have banged through those walls really easily, but at that point, it was too little too late. So this is the power of this strategy. You start off with the 3 men-at-arms, 3 militia that turn into men-at-arms right when you get over to his base. They distracted him for quite a while. He got up to Castle Age before me still. I was struggling. I forgot to build my second building, Feudal Age building, before I could upgrade. And then once I did, I was also a little late with the stone to make the cray post, but because I had the men-at-arms out here and he had never dealt with them, he hadn't built anything outside his walls yet, so I still had the luxury of putting the cray post wherever I wanted. And so I decided to block this gold and then range this gold. I probably could have gone a little further forward, like maybe right in here. But I was a little nervous at the time, not knowing what he had out here, and I didn't have enough knights to really fully protect it just yet, so I made it a little bit safer. Really, if I'd gone 4 more tiles over, he wouldn't have had any gold at all. And the game probably would have ended sooner. But then, you know, he built a lot of pikes, and then they just could not compete with the conics. Let's see the statistics. I killed 95 units to his 36. That's a lot. A good number of those were villagers. He just couldn't make his boom work the way he wanted. He did get more food and wood, but I had more stone and gold. He had enough stone for a castle by the end, but he didn't really have anywhere to put it. So he went to Feudal Age a little bit later so that he could get to Castle Age faster. Mine was more standard except for the Castle Age where I was fumbling around with my buildings. 85 villagers, 74 villagers, so there's that 10 villager difference, but when I've got all the pressure on, the 10 villager difference doesn't make that much of a difference. Timeline, see I started pouring in the army actually right before Feudal Age, and then he never really built an army until he was well into Castle Age. That's how the Bulgarian strategy works for me on Hideout.